Peace, love, shalom, family. I want to talk to you guys for a little while. If you can give me about 10-15 minutes, I'll be out of your way. If not, a little less than that. This is not a spiritual-based video. This is just something that I've experienced myself. So I just wanted to bring it to the light and show you how God actually woke me up to this trick of the enemy and the trick of our society. And I see a lot of people falling victim to this very thing like I did until God woke me up. So first of all, I'll start out with this. I am not talking to anybody specifically. I am not pointing out anybody. I'm talking about me, my personal experience. I'm talking about me, my personal experience, something that I went through. Me, not you. A lot of people get their feelings hurt and all their panties in a bunch. Excuse my language, but that's how it happens. And I ain't even talking about you. I'm talking about me and my personal experience. Okay, so that's the first thing. Let's start out with that. So the first thing I want to start out by saying is that one thing about me, if you've known me for more than about 5 years, you know that I had two obsessions before God even woke me up to this and before he even changed my mindset about this. And these two obsessions were this: martial arts and music. Man, I couldn't go a day without doing martial arts. I'll be outside in the grass at midnight barefoot doing katas and just that's music. I mean, martial arts and music were the same obsession. I just loved it. I did music for hours at a time. I'll be locked in one room for sometimes 12 hours a day, 15 hours just doing music, writing music, composing music. Never been taught a day in my life how to create anything. It just was a gift that God gave me, and I just took off with it. And my mom noticed when I was about 5 years old, 6 years old, even a little bit younger than that, I'll bang on pots and pans. I'll have a little rhythm going, or family members start buying me keyboards. I start playing little tunes and stuff like that without anybody teaching me. Until this day, I cannot read music. I can play like little baby notes, C, D, A, like stuff like that. But to sit down with an actual music masterpiece and play it orchestra style, or you give me something, I can't do that. I can't read it. It's just something that God has given me, and I am utmost grateful for. But see, you got to be careful sometimes, because the devil loves to distort things. God will give you something, and the devil will come and he'll distort it. He'll twist it. He'll twist the whole thing around. And next thing you know, he can use your own gifts and your own desires as your own traps. And I said that in my video, Demonic Illusion, about a month ago. I'm going to put that in the description box below. I'm going to put another video down there that I made a while ago saying, don't chase your dreams, bring them with you. I'm going to put that in the description box below, as well. But let's continue. So I went along with the music. I became obsessed with it. That's all I did was music. And at a point in my life, I couldn't find a job. I was trying to look everywhere. I was applying everywhere. I've walked in the scorching hot heat looking for jobs on foot. Everywhere I went, no. I've heard the word no probably more than Satan has heard that he's defeated. I mean, I've heard the word no on another whole life scale, another whole frequency of no. So everywhere I went, it was a no. So knowing how our society today, especially for us young black people, they don't push us to be doctors. They don't push us to be scientists. They don't push us to be into law enforcement. They don't push us to get in the medical field. What do they push you to be? They push you to be a singer. They push you to be an actor. Why? Because these things they push you to be a ball player. Why? Because these things are a symbol of freedom. What do you mean by that? I mean, I'm going to work a 9-to-5 every day and half kill myself for a slim to none money. Thank you, Jesus, for it, but I'm just giving you an example. Slim to none money, while all somebody got to do is run up and down a court or a field with a basketball, and they get millions of dollars. So after a while, that ball becomes a symbol of freedom. So it's not that you developed a love for the sport or you developed a love for the music or whatever you're doing, you develop a love for that symbol of freedom because you want to be free financially. You want to be free to do what you do. You don't want to be locked behind no desk. You don't want to be locked to no truck and no car all day, 8 to 12 hours a day. You want to be free because that's what we were before the fall of Adam and Eve. We were free. God literally let them be free all in the garden, free all over the earth. Do what you want. Just don't eat from this tree. Till the ground. Be fruitful, multiply. But we were free. So sometimes I personally believe, in my personal opinion, that natural instinct is still in a lot of us. We want to be free. This is the devil's system. This is not God's system. God didn't set this government up. Come on now. But that's another whole video. I don't want to get into that. But by me getting all those no's, I saw music as a symbol of freedom. So all I did was music. At one point in my life, I even stopped looking for a job. And when I did look for it, if I got to know, I'll stop. I'll give up. Because this music is going to get me through, boy. This music going to get me through. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to be like Justin Bieber sitting on the couch playing the guitar. And somebody going to hear me and pick me up. 4 years go by, somebody gonna hear me. 10 years later, somebody gonna hear me. Strings starting to get out of tune, getting tired, face changing, the smile turning upside down just to realize you just wasted 10 years in your room recording and making a whole lot of music and you ain't got no degrees, you ain't got no certifications, you ain't got nothing to show forth because I sat there and did all of that. My friends were getting degrees, they were getting cars, jobs. I mean, they were excelling. Well, how he able to get married? Well, fool, because he went to school, he got an education and got a job. That's how he able to get married while you was in the room dancing in the mirror with a camera on making a fool of yourself. While you was up there rapping 15 miles per hour. If you're going to rap, if you're going to sing, if you're going to act, if you're going to do anything that you love to do, you better get a career first and let that be your foundation first to stand on first. You bring the dream with you on the journey of the career that you find. Because sometimes while you're on your foundation, the music might just open up. That don't mean quit right away. Get stable first. Create other streams of income with that. Don't just quit your job because you're going on your first tour or because some people do that, man. I'm telling you. I met a record producer from Sony. I'm telling you the truth. And I'll tell you in another video why I didn't take the deal. The devil is behind this stuff, man. I'm telling you. It's not what you think. 95.5% of us will never get famous. You have to do something to get there. You don't just get famous. It's a once in a while thing. You get a Fetty Wap out of Patterson. Come on now. You don't just get famous. And we waste our time. We waste our energy on these symbols of freedom while what's really paying the bills is getting right out of your hand. It's getting right out of your fingertips. Understand something. You don't ever put your total trust and hope in nothing except for God first. Number 2, you never get into a career that's based on people's opinions. I don't want you to like me. I want you to need me. Because if you need me, you always gonna keep coming back. You don't have to like that exterminator, but if he the only exterminator with an affordable price in the neighborhood and you got rats breakdancing in your kitchen, you gonna go to that exterminator. When you get sick, you need the medical field. If you don't like Overlook Hospital, but you like East Orange General, but you're closer to Overlook Hospital, you have to go because you're sick. Something's wrong, so you got to be checked. You don't always have to like you know how many people are, I don't like that doctor, but I go to him because he good. You don't what? I don't go to that doctor, but I go because he good. You have to get in a field like the medical field. There will always be sick people. There will always be people falling and getting hurt. Physical therapy is a good profession. Occupational therapy. People will always need help and assistance. Fix air conditioners and heaters. You will always need someone to fix. It will always be hot weather and it will always be cold weather until Jesus returns. There will not be just one temperature until the new world descends on this planet. Period. So you're going to always need an air conditioner. You're going to always need a heater. Gotta think. You're going to always need to housekeeping in these facilities, or else the state will tell you you cannot stand. You cannot exist in this state without having sanitation, HIPAA, all that stuff. You need all these things for your businesses, especially when dealing with the medical field, et cetera, et cetera. The funeral business, unfortunately, there will always be people dying. You have to get in a field where you're needed and not wanted. Understand that. Because there's a whole lot of people that got famous, and just because one thing they didn't like, their fans turned on them. Look how fast overnight people just left Nicki Minaj and ran to Cardi B. And shortly, people gonna run from Cardi B and go to somebody else. How many times have you seen your favorite rapper? You ain't even, back in the early 2000s, don't even exist anymore. Genuine and all these sex symbols, too busy grinding and being sexy. And now you a mess around and got a pot belly. Trey Songz done took that. And then after a while, when he get old and fat, somebody gonna take him too. This is just it's a demonic illusion, man. It's, if you love what you do, and you, like I do, I love music. I love music. I love martial arts. But I am not just gonna sit there and not get a job and not get an education and then just focus all my time on that. I'm not encouraging you to be a slave. I'm not encouraging you to stay on a 9 to 5. I'm just encouraging you to think. Think about what you're doing. Think about the time that's being wasted. All the gifts and the energy that we have can be put into something that's going to last. But we go after the symbol of freedom and then we miss. A lot of people are not going to like this video. I'll be lucky if I get one like, because you're telling people something that they don't want to hear. They want to be famous. They want to be famous. So if you tell them that most of y'all ain't going to be famous, they ain't trying to hear that. But when this recession hits and this government shut down, ain't nobody going to be buying no records. You got to understand that. When all of this stuff happens, and if you do get famous and you do make it big, you better put that money away. You better save it up. You better put it away. I'm telling you, because it's not going to last. One day people are famous, the next day they're gone. You don't hear nothing else from them. So the fame entertainment industry has become society's biggest trap. You know, just think about it. When is the last time you've heard a young black person say, mainly, oh man, I want to be a doctor so bad? Because it requires a lot of hard work. Med school is expensive. So it kind of kills your vibe. It's easier to just sit home and to keep your studio system and, you know, to keep your cameras rolling and doing certain things. I'm not depending on nothing that requires fame or that pertains to fame to take care of me and my family. That ain't happening. If it happens, but that's not what I'm looking for. If one day I just so happen to make it big, thank you, Jesus. Take that money, put it away, help people, do what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to just keep wasting time. Don't chase the dream, bring the dream with you. Let me give you an example. You know how many dialysis techs they need out there? Become a dialysis tech. Make good money for you and your family. Make good money for you and your family. Make a foundation. Help others. Do things like that. And then do your music after work. Do your arts or whatever you're going to do after work. But don't quit your job and sit around and depend on that. Because you just don't know. It may never happen. What happens if you're 35 and 40 years old and you never went for a career? 50 and 60 years old, you have no retirement, no pension, nothing. Because someone told you that you will be famous. You hear these stories about these rappers and how they were selling crack and cocaine and doing this and all this stuff, and then they was homeless in their car, they slept in their cars, and then one day they was on the subway rapping and somebody magically heard them, and we all think that that's going to happen for all of us. Oh, Jamel, you a dream killer. That's negativity, man. You in that poverty mindset. You in that slavery mindset. No, I'm not. I never said don't go for your dream. I never said give up your gifts. I never said that. But you got to use common sense too. All the people that I saw right now, no shade, all the people that I grew up with in school that was heavy on that music stuff, including myself, is just now getting up. I'm just now getting in the medical field. I didn't stop doing music, but I had to get in the medical field. I had to get somewhere to get a foundation so I can carry my dream. So it's almost as if you can look at your dream as a book bag. You don't get in the book bag and just sit in there. You carry the book bag with you while you're doing other things to keep putting things in the book bag. That's going to go over a lot of people's heads. Think about that. And even if you have to rewind it, listen to that again. Got to think. I don't want you to like me. I want you to need me. You'll always need a dialysis tech. You'll always need a nurse, a physical therapist, an occupational therapist. You will always need these people. You'll always need a mechanic. There's going to always be cars that need to be fixed. I don't like Poppy over there, but Poppy can fix a car. Donald Trump trying to kick the Mexicans out, but they the ones that build the house that probably he living in. You're always going to need builders. You're always going to need construction. Always going to need police officers. Always going to need firefighters. You don't have to settle for that. You don't have to just be that and give up and stop doing music and stop. But I'm just saying, again, don't not get an education because you're just dependent on music only. Don't not go and do what you need to do to take care of your family because you're dependent on this magical miracle to pop up. Do they happen? Sometimes, yeah. Will it happen for you? You don't know that. A lot of us, God is not concerned about you being famous. He's concerned about Him living through you. He's concerned about Him being seen in your life. How you can help somebody else. Think about it. How is me getting in front of a camera like Chris Brown doing all these dance moves? How is that edifying anybody? You're just entertaining them or taking their mind off of their real problems for a little while. When the video goes off, they're right back in the same situation. If you're going to dance, dance for the Lord. If you're going to dance, dance for something positive. How are people, after you sitting in your car, people, I just watch them riding up and down the street, rapping and carrying. I used to do the same thing, riding, rapping, blasting music down the window, cussing and carrying on. But I'm broke. And then the person that you're rapping is a millionaire. And then in your mind, you really think that you're in a music video. I see people, headphones on, riding their bikes, swinging their arms and carrying on. People rapping at the bus stop. Or I'm only going to stay at KFC. I'm going to just, no shade to anybody that's trying to climb up. But don't stay there. I'm going to stay at KFC because, you know, one day this rap going to pop. So I'm just going to write. I'm going to just keep writing these raps. I'm just going to keep rapping at the bus stop. One day somebody going to hear me. Doesn't work like that. Number one, you need God. He makes things happen for the right cause. You go to the devil, he'll get you out there, and after he done using you, he'll kill you. He's been doing that to celebrities forever. All this money, then there's suicide. All this money, then they're drug over. They die of drug overdose. There's something with that too. I'll talk about in another video. Because all these celebrities, I don't believe is dying. But anyway, I'll leave that alone. But a lot of us, you know, we think that that's the only way to go. You know, you could be the best doctor. People need your compassion. How many mean doctors out there? Why not try to be a nurse? How many people need your compassion? Or might need your coordination of how you are able to coordinate things and have that that multitask gift that you have can be used in that field. You know how many people can use your drawing gift? Or use your gift of painting to paint people's trucks for their businesses. So many things can be used positive, but you rather draw porn. You rather draw porn. You rather draw porn cartoons and porn magazines. Doesn't work that way, man. I can go on and go on and go on, but the whole point I'm getting at, you guys, is be smart. Understand that we're living in a real world. Understand that there is a collapse that is going to take place with our finances, with this government. But if you're in God, God will take care of you. I'm serious, man. Don't be in fear of that. I'm not saying to be in fear of that. I'm just saying you got to get in fields that will never crumble. You'll always need transportation. I'm telling you. People are not, when they can use robots to transport all they want. When them things start malfunctioning and cats is flying in the rivers and going into walls, you're going to think twice about that. You're going to think twice, and then they're going to start thinking twice, and then next thing you know, you're going to want humans again. You always need a transporter. You're always going to need drivers. Come on. You could try to replace us all you want, but you cannot replace a human. Only with certain things, like answering the phones. They're doing it now, slowly but surely. The elites got who they want already, and they got planned who they want next. So 9.5 out of 10, I'm sorry. A lot of us will not be famous. A lot of us will be successful, but not famous. And fame is not success. A lot of people can know you ain't got no money. You know how many famous people ain't got no money? You know, so, and I was one of those guys, man. I just thought that being famous in music was what I wanted. And until this day, if it happens, it happens. But that's not what I'm after. I'm after building an empire. I'm after building a foundation, getting as much education as I can possibly get. And when I come home from work, I'll work on some things. You know, after I'm done with work, then I'll keep building, you know, or investing in my gift after work. But I'm not going to quit my job with no foundation. That's not wisdom. Even God tells us in Proverbs to store up like the ants do. So we got to be smart. We got to be led by the Spirit at all times. So peace, love, shalom. I hope you got something out of this video. I can go further, but I don't want to make the video too lengthy. There's a lot more things I did want to say, but you know, I'll wait till another video. And again, this is about me and my personal experience. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody. I ain't thinking about nobody. This is me. If you can get help from it, get help from it. Understand something. Wake up. Don't stay somewhere and let time pass you by. And then by the time you wake up, you're like 50 years old and you're still rapping in your basement and you've never went. So I'm saying to you, again, I can't stop saying it over and over. I'm not telling you don't go after what you want or stop doing music. I'm just saying bring it with you. Bring it with you. Bring your music with you on your journey of building. Bring your poetry, whatever you're doing, bring it with you. Bring it with you. If you're a dancer, bring it with you wherever you go. Bring it to the job. Maybe somebody might see you somewhere. But don't just depend on that. Don't just not do anything and just only do that and then just think in that illusion that you're just going to get famous so I don't have to do anything. You know how many people still playing the lottery? People been playing the lottery for over 30 years and ain't got no education because they thought that one day they was going to get it, and now them and their children are broke and they ain't got nothing. Nothing to give their children or nothing because you're dependent on the lottery. That happens, but not every day. Peace, love, shalom.